Hello everyone, I am talking about larval forms in Echinodermata. Before going to details of the topic, I would like to mention that this presentation is prepared as virtual class, an initiative taken up by Zoological Society of Assam to help the students of zoology during COVID-19 pandemic. As we know that echinoderms are beautiful marine animals with spiny body. Coming back to larval diversity, the question comes to our mind, how are echinoderms reproduce and complete their life cycle by passing several larval stages? Let me preview the learning outcome. A set of few questions will be discussing here. How are the echinoderms completed their life cycle? What are the different larval stages among different classes? What are the characteristic features of echinoderms larvae? What is the significance of echinoderms larvae? Echinoderms are unisexual animal. Sexual dimorphism is absent. Fertilization takes place in water. Development may be direct or indirect. If the development is indirect, it includes larva stages. In different classes of echinoderms, different types of larvae complete the development. The larval form is bilaterally symmetrical. It undergoes metamorphosis and the radial symmetrical adult is developed. The larvae of the various classes differ in shape of the body, size, number and arrangement of the arms, and number of ciliated bands. The larva is called BIPINNARIA and BRACHIOLARIA in the Asteroidea, AURICULARIA in the Holothuroidea, ECHINOPLUTEUS in the ECHINODEA, OPHIOPLUTEUS in the OPHIOROIDEA, pentacrinoid and doliolaria or vitellaria in the crinoidea. Figure shown here echinoderms class-wise larval forms. Let us discuss about early embryonic development. In all echinoderms, the eggs are fertilized in seawater. Echinoderms are deuterostomes. Almost all the echinoderms produce free-swimming and bilaterally symmetrical larval stages. In Asterina gibosa, free-swimming larva is absent as the development occurs in the brood of the mother. In a few holothurians, development occurs in the xylem, and in Sigmodota contorta occurs in genital tubes. Development in Craniosternotrix takes place in the stomach of the mother. The eggs of echinoderms are with a very little yolk. The fertilized eggs undergo total cleavage holoblasty and a large number of cells blastomeres are produced. These cells arrange themselves so as to form a hollow one-layered blastula. The blastula, by invagination at its one pole, transforms into a gastrula. The invaginating cells form the endoderm and the outer layer becomes the ectoderm. The archenteron communicates posteriorly with the exterior through the blastopore. Mesenchymal networks in the form of nucleated protoplasmic processes are formed between the ectoderm and endoderm. These networks give rise to muscles, connective tissues, and calcareous ossicles. The archenteron acquires a new opening to the exterior at the anteroventral side called larval mouth. Figure shown here the radial cleavage, and deuterostome's mode of blastula. Here you see anus develops from blastopore. As development progresses, the anus is shifted ventrally and the cilia present all over the body become restricted to a large perioral ciliated band which surrounds a concave area around the mouth on the ventral side and a small edoral ciliated band that lines the mouth stomodium. The disposition of the ciliated bands differs in different larval forms. With all these changes, the embryo becomes a larva capable of independent existence. This stage is called the diplurula larva. Diplurula larva is a fundamental larva from which arise the various types of larvae of Echinodermata. Diplurula larva changes into other larvae by the formation of variously arranged short or long processes the arms and modification of ciliated bands. According to Diplurula concept, Diplurula larva was the hypothetical ancestral form of the echinoderms was propounded by Bader 1900. This larval form is characterized by bilaterally symmetrical body with prioral lobe, absence of skeletal formations, ventrally placed mouth and anus, presence of three paired sexed exocoel, hydrocoel, somatocoel with two water pores. Figure shown here live and sketch of Diplurula larva. Let us discuss about BIPINNARIA larva. The anterior end forms prioral lobe. This large prioral lobe, which gives off three arms, a ventromedian arm and a pair of preoral arms, and all are directed forward. The sides of larva bear four pairs of arms, anterodorsal arm, posterodorsal arm, posterolateral arm, and a dorsomedian arm extending forwards and continuous with the anterodorsal arm. The perioral ciliated band is split into two, the preoral loop that borders the preoral lobe and its arms, the postoral loop which borders all the remaining arms. The two loops may be separate or may remain continuous. The arms are very long and slender. The preoral region is elongated, postoral region is broad. Digestive system is developed with mouth and anus. BIPINNARIA larva is bilaterally symmetrical, free-swimming, and pelagic form. It develops in 2 to 7 days. In certain forms, Asterina, BIPINNARIA larval stage is missing. Figure shown here live and sketch of BIPINNARIA larva. Let us discuss about BRACHIOLARIA larva. It develops three fixing arms on the ventral side in front of the prioral lobe, known as brachiolar arms. These arms are relatively short without ciliated band and possesses adhesive cells at the tips and carry an adhesive sucker between their bases, and also present exocoel, hydrocoel, and somatocoel. The Brachiolaria larva settles to the bottom and adheres with some object and the tips of the arms provide a temporary attachment till the sucker is fixed, and thus metamorphosis occurs in fixed condition. Digestive system with definite stomach and intestine. In some cases, astropecton, brachiolaria stage is absent, and BIPINNARIA do metamorphosis without attachment. Brachiolaria larva is bilaterally symmetrical, pelagic form, figure shown here, live, and sketch of Brachiolaria larva. Let us discuss about Auricularia larva. After gastrulation and formation of coelomic sacs and gut, the embryo becomes a free-swimming larva called Auricularia larva within 3 days. It bears a large prioral lobe like Bipinnaria and possesses 4 or 5 pair of ciliated arms for swimming. Ciliated bands are well developed and forms prioral lobe and anal lobe. Alimentary canal opens mouth to anus, intestine curve, and presents a stomach, hydrocele, and right and left stomatoceles. Auricularia larva is transparent, free-swimming, pelagic form, about 0.5 to 1 mm in length. Transition of Auricularia to Doliolaria, figure shown here, sketch and life of Auricularia larva. Let us discuss about OPHIOPLUTEUS larva. Pluteus is the free-swimming larva in brittle stars which is known as OPHIOPLUTEUS. After gastrulation, the arms develop gradually. Posterolateral arms are formed first. They are the longest and directed forward. After 4, 10, and 18 days, anterolateral, postoral, and posterodorsal arms develop respectively. The arms are supported by calcareous rods and directed upwards. Prioral loop is reduced, ciliated band is undivided, accompany the arms edges. Internally, the larva contains coelomic chambers and archenteron. While free-swimming metamorphosis of the larva starts, tiny serpent star sinks to the bottom to begin its adult existence. Digestive system opens mouth to anus. Ophiopluteus is bilaterally symmetrical, transparent, and pelagic form. Figure shown here live and sketch of Ophiopluteus larva. Let us discuss about Echinopluteus larva. The larva is oval in shape. It shows ciliated bands which are developed into arms. The digestive system is well developed, that is mouth to anus. They have long paired 4 or 5 or 6 pairs arms, and arms are supported by calcareous skeletal rods. Preoral arm is present, but posterolateral arm is absent. The other 3 arms are anterolateral, postoral, and posterodorsal arms. It develops hydrocele and vestibule, and these parts grow on the oral side of the animal. From the hydrocele, 5 radial canals will develop. The larva undergoes rapid metamorphosis and develops into adult. Echinopluteus larva is microscopic, free-swimming larva, figure shown here, life and sketch of Echinopluteus larva. Let us discuss about crinoid larva of Crinoidea. The crinoid larva is also called Doliolaria larva, and it resembles the Doliolaria of Holoturoids. It is also called Phytalaria larva. It is barrel-shaped, bears at the anterior end an apical sensory plate with tuft of cilia and is surrounded by 4 or 5 transverse ciliated rings. A mid-ventral adhesive pit presents near the apical plate. In between third and second ciliated bands, vestibule is present on the ventral side. After a free-swimming life, Doliolaria settles to the bottom and attaches itself to some object by the adhesive pit. Figure shown here live and sketch of Doliolaria larva. After prolonged metamorphosis, it produces a fixed top. This stage is called the pentacrinoid larva. These larvae resemble a sea lily and consist of a stalk and a crown, and the crown finally develops cirri and breaks free from the stalk, and the young feeder start takes up the adult mode of life. Figure shown here, pentacrinoid larval development. The pentacular concept of echinoderm ancestry has certain advantages over the diplurula stage. This idea was first conceived by Simon 1888 and later developed by Vary 1895, Hyman 1955 and many others. According to them, the Pentacular larva occupies the next evolutionary rank over the Diplurula larva. The Pentacular larva has 5 tentacles around the mouth, and the hydrocele becomes separated from the rest of the xylem to form the water-vascular system. Pentacula is the basic larval stage of Crinoidea, but it passes inside the egg. Figure shown the microscopic image of Pentacula. Figure shown here the sketch of Pentacula larva, ancestral form, A. Bilateral form, B. Radial condition after torsion. Let us discuss about significance of echinoderms larva. No other group of animals has such complicated metamorphosis in the course of development. The development of larva takes place in a typical deuterostomous fashion, hence cleavage is radial, holoblastic, and indeterminate. The formation of active bilateral larvae in the life history shows that the ancestors of echinoderms were either active bilaterally symmetrical or that the larvae have become adapted to an active life in the water. All larvae show that they might have come from same ancestor, hence the common ancestor is coelomate, bilaterally symmetrical, and free-swimming. These larvae also show resemblance with Tornaria of Balanoglossas, Thus, the study of echinoderm larva has a phylogenetic significance. Bibliography. I use this reference for the preparation of this presentation, and with this I conclude my lecture. Thank you.